Yo, what's poppin' everybody? It's a Saber94 with a new deck profile today. So, I keep saying I shouldn't be using regular Pokemon, just stage 2s or stage 1s because they suck, and it's true. But I still end up using them when I find an idea, and this was just another idea that I discovered, making use of this Conkeldurr stage 2 from Twilight Masquerade. It's one of those Pokemon that basically just cheeses the rules. With Gutsy Swing is a 250 attack for 4 energies, impossible to power up and consistently use in this day and age. But if it's affected by special condition, you can basically do it for free. Ignore all energy in the attack cost. And of course, we can make the combo with the Among Us Brute Bonnet, the card from Paradox Rift, I believe. Basically one of the ancient cards, Toxic Powder. If you got the capsule on, you can auto poison both active Pokemon. And that's what we want to do. We just want to poison ourselves this time and make this guy attack for free basically. Obviously the poison is also going to help with additional damage, and I got some partners for that. But this is pretty much going to be the deck. It's just going to be another deck that doesn't need to run energy, so you get to make it more consistent perhaps with trainers. I got like 45 trainers in this deck, so a lot of crap, and we're gonna need that. So standard stuff, I mean, I run the 1 Timber, it's the only option you got. 80 HP is in that stupid range where it's still terrible. It's gonna die to everything, you don't really gain much from it, but you can't use the Pofin to search it, so it's just crazy ridiculous, man. I just hate so much the modern format and what they do. So gotta run this card, and then I run the Girder as well, 100 HP, just like this is 2011. This is also just very weak, but I mean, if they're gonna keep making the stage 2s with 180, they're gonna be making these guys with 100. So nothing else to it, it's the only option we got, and I can't attack with it. So we just run him as the stage 1, and then we max out the stage 2 Conkeldurr, which is going to be our main attacker. 180 HP is terrible. You know, the new kids, they think it's normal, but it's not. No matter how much you dislike the video, it isn't. And between the poison as well, he's going to become even weaker. When we damage ourselves, you know, the poison is going to add up. That's it. I max out the Among Us as well. You don't necessarily need 4, maybe you can get by with 3, but I gotta have basic Pokemon and stuff to open with. Stuff that I don't, you know, mulligan all day, give my opponent free cards, so I might as well run this. Even if you run 3, when it's gonna get in the opening spot, you're gonna need to burn a switch no matter what, and I am running switches. It might actually serve as a nice decoy too. As you're setting up, you have this active. Your opponent might kill it before you get ready, so I might as well have this to die than a Timber. So I think running 4 is a good enough option. If you want to do 3 and then put something else, like a consistency card, fine. I mean, I don't think Cleffa is going to be very good in this deck, and just running these cards, they have so many drawbacks now, especially with Dragapult. So max this dude out. And then I got the 1 Hisuian Sneasler, the Radiant Pokemon of choice, basically just gonna add up to the poison and make this guy's damage go into some magical numbers, you know. With Sneasler and the poison, it goes up to 280 with the poison damage. So we can maybe one-hit KO some vstars and catch our opponent off guard. And you can actually go all the way into 300 too with one of our stadiums. You guys are gonna see soon. So that can be kind of good. I mean, it's either you're going to run this or run something like Jirachi in this deck. That's about it. We can't make use of Greninja, and everything else isn't effective either. So I think this is the best choice. Works out. And then the last Pokemon is just a Manaphy. Give myself a little bit of bench protection. There's a lot of annoying snipers now. Of course, Greninja is always a problem when you got the Timbers and you haven't evolved. Then there's the like water ice Ogerpon. Some players use it in Lugia, and that's a pain in the ass too. What else? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other snipers that I'm not thinking of. So just something to give us bench protection. That's about it. And these are the Pokemon. We got no energies, so we just got plenty of trainers to talk about, don't we? I got the standard stuff, max out the nest ball to get those basic Pokemon, and I'm even running double of Clavel, this sort of a villain dude from Scarlet and Violet. Basically just something else to give me some consistency. If I play second and open with this, it should be a great card to have. Get some basic Pokemon, get those down, thin the deck a little bit, getting what we need. If you get your stuff and then you don't need it later on, you just don't use it. You can just discard it with Ultra Ball, I suppose. But since I got the space, might as well put consistency cards in as opposed to just text that might not work out if we don't even set up. So there's that. I'm also running, where is it? I maxed out the trekking shoes as well. Next best thing, I guess, after the nest balls for some item-based draw consistency. Maybe we can reveal basic Pokemon and nest balls with this. So you gotta have it. You also gotta have the 4 rare candies to get the stage 2. Obvious stuff. And I max out the Ultra Ball too, so I can reliably get the stage 2. And we got a lot of stuff we can just get rid of that we're not gonna need later on. I mean, you can always make the play where you get rid of Ultra Ball. With Ultra Ball, get rid of something like Clavel, maybe Enhanced Hammer if you're not gonna need it. I'm running 2 of this too because special energies are seen play in Lugia and some other decks. You got like the A-Spec energies too, a lot of people like to run. Whether it's like the double rainbow one or the one that also is gonna act like a life do. You just get one less prize when you kill something with that. So I got 2 of these. Maybe you're not gonna need them, so we can get rid of them with Ultra Ball. There's other just like extra supporters and stuff you can get rid of. Something like Arven maybe too. Yeah. And I got a few switching outlets too. I got the regular switch. I got a switch card because most of the stuff that we're gonna want to switch are gonna be basics like Among Us if you get stuck. So I got outs for that. Thank God we got the space. And Prime Catcher is gonna function as a switching outlet too, but also as a pulling card. So I think I'm good when it comes to switch outlets. Among Us shouldn't be getting stuck. If it does, we have outs. Of course, as part of the combo, you gotta have the capsule too. I'm running a bunch of these. Once again, this is something that we max out for consistency, but unless your opponent starts to get rid of them, you're not gonna need all 4. So you can also get rid of this if you don't need the extra copies. But what's cool is that, you know, when you put this on Among Us, it gives it extra HP too. So it makes it less of a liability against Dragapult. And also just if you open with this, put it on Among Us, you can start doing some poison damage and you're not going to hurt yourself. Among Us becomes a wall. It could be pretty solid. So the extra copies don't hurt. Okay. And that's about it for the items. I don't think I forgot anything. Supporters, we got plenty of them. Max out the Iono, standard stuff, draw and disruption. Do 3 of Grusha, once again, in a deck where you don't run energies. This is always going to give you the bonus, draw until you have 7. So it's nice. I'm mega stingy, despite all my gems and crystals, so I refuse to craft the 4th one if I'm not going to pull it. So I just run 3, and then I do Cynthia too, which is also good. You draw until you have 8 when something dies. You're always going to be dying. You know, Conkeldurr's 180 HP is nothing cool. Okay, so you're always going to be dying. So this is going to give you that plus. And then I got, you know, Arven. This is a nice supporter card that's going to give me some guaranteed shit. I get the tool and I get the maybe Ultra Ball, maybe Rare Candy, whatever we need to evolve a switch. So I'm running 3 of this guy. And we got Miriam for, you know, Pokemon recovery, draw card. I got this guy, I talked about him, Pokemon Fetcher supporter. And then I got the Zissou as a copycat of copycat in a way. And Morty for just some straight draw. If your opponent has a full bench, this is decent, but he's just worse than Eriga and Steven's Advice. Last supporter card, I think, is Boss's Orders. Yeah, just use it at the right time. Win the game. And I don't believe I forgot anything else, just the stadiums. We got one of the Pokemon League headquarters. This is going to hinder a lot of meta Pokemon like Raging Bolt, ancient Pokemon like Roaring Moon, what else? Chien-Pao, Ogerpon, a lot of stuff you can mess with. And then I do the perilous jungle. I think this is how you say that word. Peril. But yeah, this is gonna give extra poison damage to non-darkness Pokemon. So this sucks a little bit because Charizard is gonna be immune to this, which is annoying because it would have put in some important work against that card. Just help me make sure he's dead. Maybe if you know, you do 250 and then you do 50 with this and the poison, then next turn they can't get rid of it, or even if they do, it's plus 30. He actually dies and you don't have to attack with him again. But unfortunately, he is going to be immune to this. But against any other stage 2 non-dark Pokemon, you know, the damage is going to put in some work. So I'm running this too. Counter Stadium. Nice to have a few of these around. So great. And this is basically the deck. Once again, I was a bit surprised. It wasn't as shit as I thought it would be, but it is still shit. I had plenty of games where I just wanted to punch my computer screen. Just frustrated by all the bullshit of modern Pokemon TCG. But once again, it definitely fared up better than Mismagius, Chandelure, and Girafarig. That's why I'm showing it. And yeah, it's got advantages and disadvantages over Frostlash, but they're similar in the sense that they don't run any energies. So you get to put all the consistency attack cards. Now obviously you can drop things like Enhanced Hammer and put some other things to draw and just search stuff. Like the, what the fuck is it called? The little pouch thing Lugia players run. And yeah, just tweak it up to your preferences, I suppose. But this should be a decent list with a few texts in as well. And I'm going to show you guys matches as always. So I hope you guys enjoyed the deck video. This is Conkeldurr, Brickamo, as I call it. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. What up?